If we wash our towels, why do they get dirty? And why do we press remote buttons harder when the batteries are dead? But seriously, how can a bird with a rock-hard beak and absolutely no lips speak English better than some of us? When your bird says hello, is it actually communicating with you, or are you just listening to a biological voice memo? Welcome to Midnight Questions. Today, we are figuring out how parrots pull this off. Before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our future late-night explorations. Humans rely on a very specific set of tools. Down here in the larynx, our vocal cords vibrate to produce sound. Then we shape that ascending air into distinct words using the soft, fleshy flexibility of our lips and teeth. Now look at a parrot. A macaw's beak evolved to deliver blunt force, capable of easily cracking open a solid walnut shell. It has absolutely zero phonetic flexibility. A bird's hardware is built for crushing seeds, not phonetic articulation. Their ability to replicate English bypasses the standard rules of avian biology. Parrots do not actually speak, they mimic. Here is the anatomy of a passerine bird. Since they lack vocal cords, they rely on a specialized organ called a syrinx, located at the very bottom of their windpipe. By meticulously controlling the airflow up through this ridged organ, every word a parrot produces is technically a highly controlled, incredibly complex whistle. The parrot replicates the role of our lips using its thick, muscular tongue. By physically restricting the air channel, they manipulate the acoustic wave to mimic human consonants. They also make specific adjustments to their neck posture. Shifting the angle of the throat passage provides the final frequency tuning needed to nail a specific sound. The parrot's voice is an act of bioacoustic engineering. They mechanically shape a raw whistle into the physical illusion of a human vowel or consonant. Despite having this hardware, wild parrots rarely use it to mimic sounds out in their natural habitat. Replicating human language requires massive, sustained repetition. This only happens in captivity, where humans spend hundreds of hours training them as pets. Even then, only certain species have the aptitude for it. Premium talkers are usually Amazon parrots, Budgies, Quakers, and Indian ringnecks, and the African gray. When they do develop a vocabulary, they rely on associative intelligence. A smart parrot can memorize hundreds of words, but it doesn't understand the definitions of what it's saying. If a parrot says, "Welcome home," it isn't greeting you out of linguistic comprehension. It simply knows that the event of the front door opening is the trigger for that specific acoustic sequence. This behavior goes way beyond English words. They absorb their entire auditory environment, recreating the sounds of beeping microwaves, doorbells, and cell phones. The parrot acts as a living, breathing tape recorder. It adopts the auditory footprint of its human household to trigger specific social interactions. Here is a piece of midnight trivia. Parrots are the only avian species that utilize their feet almost exactly like human hands to hold food. And much like us, individual birds exhibit distinct preferences, operating as either left-footed or right-footed when interacting with the world. Now, what about the image of a pirate with a parrot perched on his shoulder? While some claim pirates kept these birds as covert spies or alarms, it is mostly a Hollywood and literary invention. When a parrot speaks, it is not actually crossing the cognitive barrier of human language. This mimicry is a social reflex, a biological effort to bond with their human flock by mirroring the sounds of their environment. The parrot's voice is a biological illusion. It is a masterpiece of physical mimicry that forces us to question the everyday miracles of communication. And that answers our midnight question. What is the weirdest question that has ever popped into your head in the middle of the night? Let us know in the comments below so we can answer it in a future video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. See you next time.